Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm LadySmitan and this is part 2 of the modern living build, which will be linked at the end of the video or in the description, so you can go back and watch that and have a bit more understanding of what's going on with this build and with the reason I'm doing it. But I will repeat it quickly here. I got asked by a friend over on SimsAmino called IrishSimmer if I could build him a house to play his family in, which needed to be modern and not too large that it took Sims forever to get around, but big enough that it could house 8 of them. So that is what we're doing now, but I am currently doing the garden because I was notoriously avoiding doing the upstairs because I had no idea what to do for the bedrooms until I sort of had more of a discussion with him and found out more about the family that he was going to be playing with in this house, so I could sort of make it around personalities. 2 of the bedrooms probably aren't particularly based around anyone's personality, which is one large bedroom, which sort of I guess would be the master bedroom possibly. There are 2 possible master bedrooms, which I'll get into when you see them. And then also the bedroom for the 2 young twin girls. I didn't actually know if they were going to be both girls at first. I just did one for 2 children and then found out they were both girls, so it was quite convenient that I'd already made it particularly feminine. So, well, I suppose it doesn't have to be classed as feminine. Anyone can have that room. I'm not, putting gender stereotypes down, but I think the purpley colours and some of the items like the doll's house and the unicorn and things like that are probably in there. Some people might say are a bit more girly, but if you're a boy and you like unicorns, that's cool. I respect that. But anyway, just decorating the master bedroom, if you want that to be the master bedroom balcony there, and putting in this chess table, and that piano wasn't there before in the last build and you didn't see me put it in because it just magically appeared between recordings. A few items I've done that with, just sort of thrown them in when I wasn't really sure what to put there, and I took breaks from recordings and then came back and forgot to press record and added stuff, and then was like whoops, and didn't want to have to go back and delete them and do all that again. Also cut down on video time, which is convenient for me because if I'd left this video as 2 pieces stuck together instead of the 2 separate ones I've got now, it would have been 50 something minutes long, so almost an hour long, which is just far too long for a video for anyone to watch. To be honest, even this one at like 26 minutes is possibly slightly too long, but it was the best I could do with the situation. And this one's longer because it's got all of the screenshots in of the end of the build. And as I mentioned in the last video, there are 2 versions of this house. There's one version where I've used perfect patio stuff, and there's another version where I haven't used perfect patio stuff and I haven't used luxury party stuff, spooky stuff, romantic garden stuff, or kids room stuff in either of them. So you can download either one, and there's a slight story as to why there's 2 versions, but that's in the first video, so go back and listen to that if you really want to know. Adding in my nice little kitchen trinkets that I always put in, and I always put them generally on shelves, but I didn't have windows in the kitchen to put the shelves across this time, so I built this little strange shelving unit with 2 columns and the shelves in the middle, which I quite liked. I'll probably do that again at some point. Right now there's no wall there, so they're floating. Oops. That's the only thing that's an issue when you've got walls down. The shelves disappear, which is slightly awkward, but I suppose it does make it slightly more convenient for viewing purposes. Oh, I put that chopping board there because I thought it looked quite cool having it out, and then when I was playtesting it, it goes to being a dirty dish and goes all smelly, so sorry about that. But yeah, so you'll probably have to delete that. There is also, as I have been informed by IrishSimmer, I left the fruitcake. Oh, there it is, if you saw it then, on the table. So when the welcome wagon came and my sim greeted them, they brought me around a lovely gourmet fruitcake, and I forgot to take out the build before uploading it. So free fruitcake for you guys, and then you'll probably get a second one when the welcome wagon comes. Ooh, fruitcake for days. Exciting. Usual little entrance hallway set up with like a bit of a mirror so you can check stuff out before you leave, make sure you're looking good. Some random statues and stuff. Yeah, I was just trying to fill up the space a little bit because it was, a little bit blank, but I don't want everything to seem too cluttered because I suppose cluttered isn't a very modern way of living these days. It's always quite not sparse seems like the wrong word, but minimal, clean lines, that kind of thing. I do have pops of colour because that was requested, and also I just like colour, so it's going to be everywhere. What do I put here? Oh, I put one of the marble like side tabley things that came with the dine out there, and some items on there, there we go, with some like candles and some flowers and stuff, just to put something in that space because it was a blank wall and I didn't like it. And the two pictures, which are yellow/orange and blue, which goes with the rest of the room's colours because it's sort of like orangey blue themes. And then it sort of flows into the living room there with the yellow and blue painting, which has green in it, which then picks up on the green in the living room. The built-in gym doesn't really need to flow, I guess. I think I picked blue because the punching bag is blue and the like mats there have blue on them, and I thought it looked quite nice together. It worked quite well with the orangey hints on the machines, well, the orangey brownie hints, whatever you want to call it. So yep, this is pretty much it, I think. I don't think I had much more to it. It's a home gym. It's not that exciting. Like, really, it's useful, but it's not like super decorated. Putting in some plants and stuff. I actually, for some reason, completely avoided using backyard stuff, plants, even though the like 3 plants together are one of my favourites, and I don't know why, just in my head I was like, oh, I shouldn't use that, and completely got it wrong because he had backyard stuff. So whoops. My bad. But yeah, so I probably should have put more of that in. I don't know. I made all these seating areas with perfect patio, blah 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 blah, perfect patio stuff, and then later found out that I shouldn't have used perfect patio stuff because he didn't inform me initially, which is cool. So that's why there's 2 versions. Yep. Whoops. But it was quite fun actually working to that sort of brief where you're not allowed to use all the stuff packs, so I wouldn't mind doing that again if anyone has build requests and there are certain packs you don't have, or just certain packs you'd rather I not use, to see what I can come up with. That would be pretty cool. It was quite fun. I'd like to do it again. I enjoy doing requests, so please feel free to leave requests. I would enjoy that a lot. And it's just like fun to be given briefs that you might not necessarily have thought up yourself, because I mean, I've built a few modern homes, but I sort of wanted to explore more ideas and things with this one, and obviously went on my good old friend Google search and how to gander at all of the modern things there. Putting in this massage chair, I really wanted to add it in. I'm not sure why, I just keep adding it into my builds lately, and I didn't have anywhere else to put it, so I put sort of a little relaxation area off of the study thing, because I thought sometimes you'll need a break from writing all of those books and stuff. So there's a little art easel, and there's like a little seating area, so you can just sit there together and discuss scripts, or I don't know, what is it? There's an interaction actually in The Sims where it's like, you know, talk about story ideas. Oh, pitch story idea, there you go. So that worked. Random bathroom off of that because they needed more bathrooms, because there's a lot of Sims going to be living in this house, so I gave them 7 bathrooms to make sure that everyone could get ready in the morning and not have to pee themselves or go to school smelly and stuff like that. Not much exciting you can say about decorating a bathroom. And I was having mouse issues again through a lot of this build. I really need to fix that. Oh, this is one of the possible master bed, like master suites, because there's the ensuite bathroom and the little balcony and the bed, which is all very blue, because at this point I didn't know much about his Sims, so I just did my typical blue and white sort of setup, which I like, but I don't know if many other people like it, and it might be seen as slightly more masculine and not so gender neutral. But there is also a second master suite on the very last floor, on the 3rd floor, which you could make into like the main master suite, and that's a lot more gender neutral. But speaking to IrishSimmer, I believe he's turning that into sort of like the granny annex, because he's got an elder Sim living with the family as well, so she's going to be up there, which works out quite well, and it's probably decorated to suit an elderly Sim quite well in that respect. It's not super old-fashioned, but it's like sort of very neutral colours, quite earthy, quite nice, quite relaxed, and tucked away from everyone else, so, you know, just go put grandma up in her little closet upstairs. But no. And yeah, I was trying to figure out ways to use that little corner, but it wasn't happening, and I started making lots of interesting shapes in all of the rooms, because I've been trying to do that more often in my builds. I tend to do very boxy builds, and that's not good. Everyone can build a box. So you need to start thinking outside of the box, ha 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 ha, and do different things. So there's a lot more strange angles in certain rooms, and just trying to make different layouts and stuff, and there's a lot more sort of negative spaces, which if you wanted to access again, feel free to knock down the walls and expand the room a bit. But I'm starting to learn that negative space isn't a bad thing in a build. It's sort of necessary at times to have those like columns and things made from walls and all that stuff. And there's quite a few of them on the 3rd floor where it's like a lot of negative space, but it works out quite well. I like the way the room shape is in the end. And there's a lovely white flooring made from, it's the same sort of flooring that's in the hallway but just in white, because I didn't want it to be completely different flooring. I thought it'd look a bit ridiculous if like it was completely different, so I just made it look as though they'd painted it instead. It seemed to make sense in my mind, not that anyone else would overthink this sort of situation as much as I do, but yep. Adding in lots of lights, and I really do love the blue. I would happily have this as my master bedroom and master bathroom. I don't know how my boyfriend would feel about it, but you know, he'd cope. I think. This is the family bathroom with all the things you need. I don't know, there's not much you can say about it. And I quite liked having to use the different counters there, where it's like a cut-off counter, slanted, diagonal one. I like that one. I extend that wall a bit there to sort of cut off the shower area a bit more. I'm not sure why, it just looked a bit random with just the one bit of wall there, but I wanted it to sort of almost look like a walk-in shower, but obviously we don't have those in The Sims, so it doesn't quite work that way, which is why I kind of miss in The Sims 2 they had communal showers, which you could turn in, like it was like an item that you put on the wall, a communal shower head, and then you could make your own shower areas sort of thing, which was quite cool, so you could make wet rooms and things. And they also had something similar in Sims 3 in the store at one point, but they wore swimsuits when they used that, but it still sort of gave the idea of a walk-in bathroom, so I kind of miss that. So Sims, I doubt you're listening to my videos, but you know, if you happen to stumble across it or someone else hears it and thinks, I'd like that too, please bring back the communal shower head thing type item, because that would be really handy for making your own fancy bathrooms. These 2 bathrooms, very plain, and I was doing all the bathrooms because I still didn't know what to do the bedrooms as, but I did get a bit more of a brief for the bedrooms, which helped out, so I will move on to them very shortly, and you'll see sort of, I'll describe a bit more about the personalities that I know of, because I've not actually played with The Sims myself, because they're obviously IrishSimmer Sims. And yeah, but he did explain them a bit more, so I sort of got an idea and then went off of those ideas and did my own sort of take on the situation, and I'll explain that. Finishing off this reading nook, which again is in some of my favourite colours. I really love these turquoisey blues. I don't know, I just love my blues. And I really love that wallpaper, how it sort of goes with the bookcase and stuff. But I also added in some wood panelling, because this is one of the timber rooms, I think it's one of the timber rooms, or like part of it's timber at the front anyway, and I quite like the idea of having some of the timber inside of the house as well as on the outside of the house. A little hint of orange there to go with some of the yellow themes, sort of to contrast against the turquoisey blue, because I like to do my contrasting colours. I was an art student, we learnt about them a lot. I think I actually spent God knows how many years in a row having to relearn the colour wheel, though I already knew the colour wheel, but every time you start a new art course they teach you the colour wheel again, so you know, I know that thing back to front. It's a wheel, so it doesn't have a back or a front, but you know, you get my drift. Adding in lots of random little pieces here and there, because you know, you gotta make it look homey and lived in and stuff, and it just, I don't know, it makes it feel nice. And again, I'm adding in lots of incense, which I've done in other builds if you've watched my videos, because you can set the incense to different auras which help with different skill building things. So you could set this to an inspirational aura, and then they'd be better at writing and all that sort of stuff, or they could like get a bit more enthused to go out and paint. So I like using them. I don't actually use them much in my gameplay, but I like having them there, so I have the option to use them. And those are 2 teenage bedrooms and the kids' bedroom, and this is sort of the upstairs master suite type thing. I was just changing the stairs and staircases, what am I trying to say? Banisters, that's what I was trying to say. There is sort of the negative space, which meant I could use one of the larger closets from Get Together, which I've never really used in a build before, so I thought I should put that in. And it's brown, so it goes with the bed, and it goes with that little set of drawers I put in. So this is sort of a walk-in closet area, which I thought was quite cool, and there's a tall archway to get in there. It's very nice and very luxurious, and the nice rug that I like to use now and again, and sometimes struggle to use. We don't have a rug in here. I try for a while, but none of them looked right, so we get rid of that. This floor is all on its own, so I thought I could have whatever flooring I desire it to have, and I really like the flooring from Outdoor Retreat, so I put that in there. Sectioned off the toilet and the shower, so Sims could actually, if they wanted to, shower and use the toilet and not get the whole like, oh, embarrassing, we're using it at the same time thing, because they can't actually see each other because it's classed as 2 different rooms. Even though I've used see-through glass doors, they still can't see each other, so it's fine. Putting the bath there with some candles. I didn't angle that one out looking out the window like I did the other one. I wish I kind of had, because I like that idea of like relaxing in the bath and you've got nice views, but I think, yeah, the windows are too high on this one anyway. They do just provide light, not a view. And I've used lots of the windows with slats through them because I like the way it casts light with the new lighting in the game since Dine Out came out. Very pretty, very atmospheric, so I enjoy that a lot, so I tried to use that a fair bit. I thought it was quite a modern idea as well. This sort of area is very neutral colours, just like the browns and creams, which I like. I've never really sort of stuck to that. I'm normally very like full of colour, but in my Hilltop home build I believe I tried to stick a bit to more neutral colours and it worked out quite well, so I thought I'd try do that again. There's a nice little seating area there. I added some bookcases, sort of a vanity table thing here, which I sort of like make up, and some large plants because they were nice and I don't really use those plants enough, so I thought I'd put that in. The chair from Dine Out, which matches the like creamy colour, sort of, is it, I don't even know what you'd call that colour. I'm gonna say like a creamy yellow, someone can correct me. Wanted to use that space divider thing, even though I'm not using it sort of in the conventional sense of someone gets changed behind it, but I quite liked having it in the room. I thought it looked quite good to sort of section off zones and things. I don't know, you could get rid of it if you don't like it. So putting in some bookcases and stuff. I think I put in an ottoman type seat, yeah, there, because I just had more blank space and I didn't like the blank space. Putting in different pictures. I moved the door so that picture sort of fits better over the bookcase because it was a little bit too high and I didn't like it. So we moved that door in a second. There you go. Makes it a bit better. Trying to figure out a nice wallpaper. We go for a lighter tone. I think, yeah, that's the final tone we go for. Adding in all the extra lighting that's needed. This is a hallway. I tried to add stuff to the hallways because I didn't want them to be left blank. And I believe the second floor landing, you don't actually see me decorate if I'm correct, but decorations might appear that weren't there before. So, and we went for a nice purpley room for the 2 little girls who I didn't actually know existed until after I'd finished decorating the room anyway, but that was handy that it worked out. I tried to put in all of the items that they would need, sort of thing, and obviously I didn't use kids' room stuff because that was one of the packs I couldn't use, and that made it a bit more interesting to try and furnish because obviously kids' room stuff comes with a lot of cool things, but I couldn't use anything from it, so I didn't want to do the generic like green or the animal print wallpaper, so I tried to make it quite cute and girly, but sort of like, I don't know, like these colours you could probably transition into your teenage bedroom without having to change too much. Like the beds are fine, the carpet's fine, the wallpaper colours are okay. Maybe not have as much flowery wallpaper, and probably get rid of these pictures, though they're super cute and I'd probably have them in my room, but I did illustration, so I suppose I'd have any type of illustration in my room on my walls and be happy with it, even if it's not that grown up, but I don't think I ever will probably fully grow up, if I can avoid it anyway. This one, yeah, I think I knew the brief by now, and he said one of the teenage girls is quite like colourful and fairy-like and girly, so I gave her a very colourful sort of boho room in certain aspects, like it's got some of the movie hangout stuff in it. We changed the bed to a pink bed because this one I just couldn't get the colours to work and I didn't like that, so we changed that, and it's got sort of yellow and blue walls, I think, in the end. I don't know, pink and blue walls maybe? Well, we're about to find out anyway. So I thought it was quite cute, and I got to use the movie hangout curtains in a really funky pattern, which I liked. Oh yeah, we go for this pink. And yeah, do I stick with the yellow? No, maybe? Oh no, we go with blue. That was really good voiceovering there. And there's the pink bed, and I added a small seating area in this corner with some of the movie hangout stuff, which I do love that pack. I just sometimes struggle to find places to use it because it is quite patterny and sort of very stylized in that. So, and I finally got to use that hanging down light, which I've been trying to use in so many builds, but the wall height's never been correct, so Sims could never use anything. But I've tested this, and that bed functions fine, so that light works. This room was for the other teenage daughter, who was described as, she's an insider, but she's very clever and manipulative. So I've sort of given her a room where, oh, and also classy was another word that he used. So she's got a sort of, it's got blue in it and also some purple tints in it, and I wish I'd changed that curtain back to purple, but I don't, so oops. But yeah, it's got like blue and purple in it. It starts off mostly blue, but I changed aspects to a purpley pink in a bit because I felt the blue was nice, but I thought it was just too much to have so much powdered blue, so we changed that. And she's got lots of shelves where it's got lots of sort of achievements, where maybe she got those achievements because she's clever, maybe she got those achievements because she's bribed and blackmailed her way through them and manipulated her way to the top of certain things. I imagine when he described her, I sort of imagined someone who would be sort of maybe like class president and top of her like lots of clubs and things, like leader of lots of different clubs, because she wanted to be in control of all the situations and that sort of thing. So she's got like lots of random trophies, and she's got her books and stuff for studying. And then obviously there's like the girly things there, like the makeup and the nail varnish and stuff, some CDs for music, and there's some of the trophies that I put in, just rearranging stuff. So I thought she'd have like lots of different talents and things, and she'd be quite good at stuff like that, but whether or not she's actually good at it or if she's manipulated her way to that, I don't know. Only IrishSimmer, I suppose, would know because it's his gameplay. But yeah, I tried to include things here, sort of like that magazine type clip thing, because maybe she'd be in some sort of like, you know, like editing of the school paper and stuff like that, because she likes to be in control of everything, and she'd want to sort of like have the gossip before everyone else and all that sort of stuff. I've faffed around here for a long time trying to fix these lights because they're very bright, and they were sort of too bright for a bedroom. So, and as you can see, it makes the wallpaper like white when it's actually blue. So I messed around with that for a while trying to fix them, and I added a bit more wood paneling on the sides because I liked the idea of having some of the outside come in, though I changed one of the walls to a pink wood paneling. As you can see, I've changed like the carpets, the rug and the chair and stuff to pink, and it matches the hanging down lights having the blue and pink, so I thought that worked quite well. I was trying to do something similar to the board, I can't even speak, to the like hanging lights with picture frames and stuff that you get in kids' room stuff, but it didn't really work. Anyway, we've reached the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think in the comments, or leave a like, or if you're new and want to see more, please feel free to subscribe and look at some of my old videos. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the screenshots, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!